the punishment I've received no way reflects the conversation I had. I was very vocal in the start that I don't think you should be transitioning young people or even socially transitioning them. I was trying to be thoughtful with her. I actually made this piece. It's an archetypal image, you know. We are male and female, and there's a reason for that. I didn't get any impression that she was upset by this, especially like she kept wanting to sort of debate. So I was like, well, we'll debate then. So yeah, I then got a really snarky message saying, you have been accused of being wildly homophobic and transphobic, and we will have no, hesitation in sacking you. Yeah, it just seemed to go from bad to worse because I just said, like, no, I don't think you should transition your child. How is transitioning a child not a radical ideology? My name's Victoria Culf. I'm an artist and I make kind of one-off pieces for commission, and I make woven wall art, but I also do these sort of sculptural installations, working with all people from the community on sort of promoting recycling and stuff like that. This is my play therapy. I'm trying some new ideas, basically. Oh, I'm in that one. Yeah, it's me in a magazine with some of my pieces. That one's in the making. I've been working in this field with local councils, groups, charities, walking with all different people from all different walks of life, and I've never had any complaints. So this is the first time something's been so incredible. So that's why I'm just so shocked by it all, really, and I think I need to sort of protect my professional career, really. I might show that. It was a casual conversation over a cup of tea that I wasn't expecting to have, mother to mother, because she was really concerned about her child and was seeking to get support and advice for her from the Tavistock. She began telling me that she was transitioning her child, who was underage, from a girl to being a boy, and that she'd been living this way for a while. And I did identify that, as a Christian, because of my training, because of my faith, I am a mother, I can't really support that. And she then opened up a dialogue about why this was a good idea. And so I gave a counter-argument, but gently, because I thought, well, hang on a minute, if you are opening up a dialogue, then it's a dialogue, isn't it? There's a for and against, there's a let's think together, but I don't think she actually wanted to think. I just said, look, I think medical transition is quite permanent because, you can't get a tattoo before you're 18. And the latest neuroscience is that if your brain is still developing until you're 24, so you can't really assess risk before then. So as adults, we kind of need to assess the risk for the young people. Well, I didn't get any impression that she was upset by this, especially like her body language was leaning over the counter and showing me where the tea things are. I mean, that's not someone that's in a fight or flight scenario and sort of backing off because they feel really affronted. And I think if she had identified it was too much for her, I would have instantly stopped, but she didn't. She kept staying and wanting to sort of debate. So I was like, well, we'll debate then. I don't really understand. Now you're kind of flicking it all on its head and saying you're some sort of victim here when you propagated something. It doesn't make sense to me. I was really shocked. I was incredulous that I had this phone call saying, you've been accused of harassment. It was just so left field. And I even said to them, harassment? And she said, you sound quite surprised by that. And I was like, I'm really surprised by that. So she said, well, it was regarding something that happened with a member of staff and had some comments she made about her daughter. I was like, what? I couldn't get my head around it. I think The woman phoning me was uncertain to start with, and she said, well, look, I better find out what's been going on and then I'll get back to you. And then it was the second call where her tone completely changed, and she'd obviously decided that I was this transphobic bigot or something. And the language she used was more disciplinary, and I felt like, and that's when I said, well, hang on a minute, well, aren't you going to get me in to talk about it from my side of the story and have some sort of review process? I mean, isn't that normal? But she was like, no, we're not going to review it because the police are involved now. And it was just like, okay, that's crazy, but. It was just such a fiasco, like trying to even get my stuff out of the museum, because I had to give the notice and tell them that I'm coming in as we arranged, I'm going to be taking my work down, and they had to, their staff were literally running away from me. And I thought, and these are people that I'd talked to nicely, and I was like, what have I done to you? I don't understand. Somebody's been making up these stories about me and telling them I'm this horrible person, and I don't understand why people that have got good common sense, and I've been very kind and loving to, are suddenly going, oh, she's really bad, you shouldn't talk to her, she's wildly homophobic and transphobic because she doesn't think you should transition a young child. How is transitioning a child not a radical ideology? Okay, I cannot understand it. Here's some of the exhibition pieces that were in Legacy. So there's this one. If I look at this piece, I actually made this like last Christmas, and I think that was when I'd had this altercation where I'd been accused of things and I'd lost work, I felt discriminated against, and I didn't even realise it was probably an antidote to what was happening at the time, and it affirmed me again. It was like, no, you know, we are male and female, and there's a reason for that. I don't think I'm the only one they've done it to, but I'm probably the only one that will stand up. And I don't think that my situation is unique in the UK and the art scene at the moment. And I hope that if I stand, other people will start stepping forward and realising they can share their Christian faith in a professional environment. And I'm not ramming it down anyone's throat. I was put upon by a crazy ideology and asked to agree with it. I can't, in my sensible mind, do that with my background, my training and my experience. And as a parent, I just can't agree with it. And I don't feel that the level of harsh treatment I've received remotely reflects the actual conversation we had, which is another reason why I'm going, hang on a minute, no, you're not telling the truth. And that really bothers me. That really bothers me. That's using your position to get rid of someone just because you don't like them. And that's discrimination.